This video is mostly a distraction for myself because one, I'm going on a book buying ban. I can't buy any more books. I'm being serious right now. Like most of those books on that shelf, I can't even tell you now how many I haven't read. And then second of all, I am feeling dejected. I am feeling defeated. I am feeling so many things because my reading month has been going terribly. I might be a bit overdramatic when I say that, like it's only January 8th. I've only read 3 books, but so far it's been insufferable. I haven't exactly hated, but I haven't exactly loved any of the books I've read this month. Like I know 3 books isn't that much, but you'd think out of those 3 books, I would have luck with at least one. 33% chance that I would have at least some sort of positive feeling towards one of them. And like one of them I did give a 4 out of 5, but now I'm thinking about giving it a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm just going back to my previous thoughts and I'm thinking, yeah, that book really wasn't as good as I thought it was, huh? So this is my formal claim that I'm going on a book buying ban and also distracting for myself at the moment because my reading month is going very, very awful. I think I have 15 books here or something like that. So I'm not gonna buy any more books. Oh, I guess I have one less than I should because I did lend one to a friend. I did read some of these books already, at least 2 of them. And it was for a reason. Immediately after I bought it, I read it. There is a reason. I guess I should do an introduction. Sorry, I keep complaining every time I start one of these videos. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we'll be doing a book haul. Since I've started my channel, I think I've done 2 other book hauls and that's not good because I haven't been on booktube for that long. I think it's been like a month maybe since I started. No, not a month, 2 months maybe since I started. I think one of my book hauls was 25 books. I have 13 more with me right now and again, that's not good. So yeah, I'm seriously going on a book buying ban. Like I'm gonna try my hardest. Like I know I probably said that in previous book haul videos, but I'm actually gonna try this time. This right here is not good and I keep repeating myself and I should probably get started. Okay, so the first book we have is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, which is the first book in the Foul Lady Fortune series, I think. Where is it? I always have trouble finding books in these videos. Like I have a list on Google Docs. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I shouldn't make lists. Maybe I should just grab any random book that's around me. Oh, here. Ta-da! I know the paperback is out, but actually this one was on sale for $6 because I think it's slightly damaged. There were a bunch of damaged books that were on sale at Indigo. I seriously like the pink cover. I'm vibing with this right now. If I'm being honest, I haven't read any of Chloe Gong's books. I have 2 of them on my shelf and I believe they're all sort of part of the same universe, or at least her young adult books are all part of the same universe. I'm not sure about her one adult book which is released, Immortal Longings, but I know this one and These Violent Delights are connected in like the same world. I actually don't know what this is about. If I'm understanding this correctly, I'm not entirely sure I got that, even though there's this giant blurb right here, but the main character Rosalind was brought back from the dead, but for some reason from that experiment she just can't die, and because of that new ability she's gotten, she's using it for the sake of her country or something, and so she's become like a spy or something, and so now she's sent on some sort of mission to murder someone. No, not murder someone, wait. Or to infiltrate a foreign society and identify the culprits behind the terror plot before more of her people are killed. Okay, so she's trying to solve like the murders that are happening. Like she's trying to find out why they're happening or something. But to like not make herself suspicious, I think she's pretending to be the wife of some guy who's also a spy. Is that what is this, like a marriage of convenience? I believe that's what it's called. Is there also secret identity trope in here? Oh no, okay, I think they're aware both of them are spies, but sounds interesting enough. I'm not really sure where the fantasy aspect comes in this. Does everyone have superpowers or is it just her? Chloe Gong mostly writes fantasy, right? I'm not wrong, right? I don't know, moving on. Next book we have is Rebel by Marie Lu. Here, this one was also on sale for $6 and damaged as you can see, but not bad, especially for $6. Hardcover book in Indigo, which is like the main bookstore here in Canada. 4th book in the Legends series, I believe. I wasn't really planning on reading this until I saw it was for sale at Indigo for $6 and then I'm just like, why not? It's cheap, I'll give it a go. From what I've heard, it's in the perspective of the little brother of one of the main characters in the main trilogy. He and the brother, who's the main character in this book, have recently moved to a different country or something like that after the war ended in their own country, if I'm right about that. This main character, the little brother, feels like a shadow compared to his brother or something from what I've heard, because his brother is like very famous. He's like a hero back in their country because he was one of the reasons they won the war. I'm trying to think on what I've heard of these books, not read the blurb because I don't want to have to read the blurb of 13 books. Sorry, I'm lazy. And so yeah, the little brother is just trying to figure out his life on who he is or something without being like his brother's shadow because his brother is always in the spotlight. I'm interested to see where this goes because the Legend trilogy was like a dystopian book, a lot of action in it, and now that the war is over, I'm wondering what's going to happen in this one because his brother, I believe, is really smart from what I can remember. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why is this book called Rebel? Okay, next book we have is, oh, actually the next 5 books we have is part of a series. I don't have the first book right now because I lended it to my friend. I'm trying to get my friend back into reading, or rather she asked me to lend her some books because she's trying to get back into reading because her New Year's resolution is to read an hour every day, which I'm very happy about because I don't have too many friends that like reading as much as I do. But yeah, I lent her the first book of the series, which I already read. I also read the second book. It's the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan. So the first book, The Lightning Thief, lent to my friend. The second book is The Sea of Monsters. Third book is The Titan's Curse. Fourth book, The Battle of the Labyrinth. And then the final book is The Last Olympian. First two books in the series were great, and I can't read to read the last three. It's just I'm kind of avoiding them at the moment until this, like, the first season of the TV show is done because I know I'm gonna finish these way too quickly. I finished the first two books in like 1 to 2 days each. I got through them pretty quickly. They're so entertaining, honestly. I wish I had read these sooner, but honestly, I'm still having fun with them even though I'm 18. Percy Jackson basically involves, like, is it Greek mythology? Is that what's called? I believe, like, gods and stuff, and like half-bloods. So like half-bloods are a mix between pure blood gods and then humans. So like there's like a camp for them, like for all the children. And obviously the main character, Percy Jackson, is a half-blood. So one day he discovers what he is from his mother and is taken to the half-blood camp after one chaotic night. Each child can be sent on a quest. I believe that's what each book is about. Also like Percy's sort of personal growth, discovery on what he can be. I don't know. Speaking of the TV show, I watched the first 2 episodes and now I refuse to watch the TV show until I finish the books, because when I had finished the first 2 episodes, I was just like, I like this way too much. If I like this show way too much, I should probably read the books first. So I'm gonna finish the books and then I'm gonna watch the first season of Percy Jackson. I know there's a 6th book and a 7th book. I believe that's gonna be released, but I'm not gonna read those yet because I know the 6th book came out like way after the 5th book came out. So I think I want to dive into more of Rick Riordan's universes before I read the 6th and 7th book of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. Speaking of Rick Riordan's other books, I also have the first book in the Kane Chronicles here, The Red Pyramid. I believe this is set in like ancient Egypt or something. Are Rick Riordan's books all set in the same universe? I don't know, but I believe they might all be set in the same universe, so that's why I want to get into his other books too, because I'm enjoying the Percy Jackson series so much. Also, for some reason my throat's like really sore, so sorry if I sound weird right now. Okay, next book we have is This Time It's Real by Anne Liang. I really like the cover. It's like really pretty. I like all the bright colors. From what I've heard about this book, this girl gets herself into trouble on, like, I believe social media or something by telling this fake story about herself, like her fake dating life. I mean, people don't know it's fake, but like she creates this fake story about like this incredible life she has, like an incredible love life and everything. One day I think it just goes viral and people believe her story. They're like, oh my god, tell us what happens next. And she's like panicking, right? Because she obviously didn't know her story would go viral. I think she might have said she's dating some sort of celebrity. I have no clue. Or maybe she's dating like some sort of ideal boyfriend. Because of her story going viral, she has to try to make that fake story seem like her reality. I believe there's a fake dating trope in here, and normally I don't like fake dating, but for like Anne Liang's sake, I'm gonna give it a try because I read If You Could See the Sun by Anne Liang and I loved it. Anne Liang's romance is so good. So I'm hoping I'll like this one equally as much. Okay, next book we have is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. For some reason, every time I pronounce this person's last name, I keep saying Bjorson. I think this is part of like a seasonal series or something like that. Like, is B.K. Bjorson a woman or a man? I'm genuinely wondering this. I'm sorry, like I don't know. Woman. That's probably obvious considering most women write most romances, I feel like. So that was probably obvious. I am stupid. I'm sorry. But I believe she writes, or she's been writing like seasonal romances, like one's for winter, one's for summer, one's for spring, and then one's for fall. I think that's how it's been going. So this is her Christmas romance. I meant to read this in December. It's January 8th, as I said at the beginning of the video, and I'm probably so late. Well, not too late. I mean, it's only 14 days past Christmas. I think this takes place on like some sort of Christmas tree farm or something, and that's basically all I know. But yeah, this has been gaining some popularity. I have been hearing about this like from some corners of the internet. I have no clue, honestly. I heard about this somewhere though. I've never actually read a Christmas book before, weird enough. Like, I have 260 something books on my shelf and not one of them is a Christmas book. I avoid Christmas things like the plague, like movies. I don't like Christmas movies. I just think they're so cheesy, so corny. So I guess I just had the same thoughts towards Christmas books. So I've just never bought one. I've never read one. So this will be my first Christmas themed read. Okay, next book we have is, oh wait, really? I forgot I bought this. I already read it too, but oh, it's all the way over there. I'm too lazy to get it. Okay, wait, I have to go get it. Give me a second. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Gabrielle Zevin. If you don't know Gabrielle Zevin, she's the one who wrote Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which I also want to read. I already read this one. Probably won't give my opinion until my January wrap up. For some reason, I forgot what the video was going to be called. The reason why I bought this one was because also this one has been gaining some popularity, and I heard really good things about this book, how has like a really cute romance, and also it has a movie. I did not know it had a movie until I saw this cover. I was very disappointed by this cover, by the way, because this is not accurate to the characters in the book whatsoever. She's supposed to be like 4 inches taller than him. But yeah, I'll stop complaining and give all my thoughts on this book away before I post my January wrap up. Okay, next book we have is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. It's also over there. Oh my god, do I have to go again? I'm not gonna go get it. You know what? I don't want to get up again. It's over there along with AJ Fickery because I also read that book already. Yeah, you know the gist of Divine Rivals, the second book in the duology, and the last book. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna give my opinion on it until my January wrap up. But yeah, you know the gist of Divine Rivals, magical typewriters, war, correspondence, gods. Oh, next book is also by Rebecca Ross, Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. Because I just finished the Letters of Enchantment duology by Rebecca Ross, I wanted to try her other books. I've already read one of her other books, actually, A River Enchanted, but I wanted to give more of her YA books a try. I don't know how to pronounce either of these names. You know what? One's just going to be called E, the other one's just going to be called H. Yeah, so they're finally reuniting after 8 years, but for some reason H charged with murder and is now on the run. But H's life is spared during trial, and the punishment is only 5 years of heavy labor, and also 5 years imprisonment and 5 years serving the house she has wronged. And then E tries to discover the truth behind her sister's alleged crime by joining the army. But as the sisters begin their sentences, they quickly learn that there are fates much worse than death. I know we just read like a serious blurb on the back about like being charged with murder, but I wonder if there's gonna be subplot romance in here. That's the only thing I wonder every time I read the back of a fantasy book. Okay, next book we have is The Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. I believe this is part of a trilogy. I don't think all the books are out in the trilogy yet. I think this is a recent-ish release. Oh my god, I didn't know this, but the magic system is based off of like spices. I should have guessed that from the title of the book, but honestly, I'm actually really excited now. Okay, so our main character has like this great reputation and is known as like the greatest shield in the battle against the dangerous ghouls and other monsters that lurk in the sands beyond city limits. Oh, never mind. Her reputation is overshadowed, however, by her brother, who tarnished family name after he discovered stealing their nation's coveted spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna read any more of this because I already got enough from those first 2 sentences. Okay, next book we have is, oh, this was honestly kind of an impulse buy. It's Sophie and the Bone Song. I heard there's a sapphic romance in here, so that's why I bought it in the first place, and also I liked the art style of the cover. Yeah, I've never heard of this author, Adrian Tooley. So the magic system is based off of music, I'm guessing. There's this grand title for musicians called A Music, except it's written with the letter K at the end. I believe there's like a competition to gain this title. The main character, Sophie, doesn't earn it. A girl named Laura earns it when she plays a never before played tune. Oh no, she's a girl who's never played the lute before, and so Sophie's convinced that she's cheated. So Sophie tries to figure out this girl, see how she cheated in this competition, but grows closer to her, and obviously, as I said before, sapphic romance, so she probably falls in love. Enemies to lovers, I think, from what I'm getting from this. Okay, next one we have is, this was also a thrift store find. It's The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I recently, well, not recently, but a few months ago maybe, I finished The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater, and I loved it. Honestly, 6 out of 5 series. Go read it. And so I saw this in the thrift store, and I was just like, oh my god, a Maggie Stiefvater book. I gotta buy it. And so I believe the Scorpio races involve like these, are they magical horses? Some race to win, others race to survive. Oh, water horses. These are waves, huh? That seems very obvious now, but the race takes place in the ocean, I'm guessing. So our main character is Sean Kendrick, and he's a returning champion to these races. Puck Connelly. He's the first girl to ever enter the Scorpio races. Okay, yeah, this is dual POV. That's exciting. I believe this is a standalone book. From what I saw on Goodreads, there's no other like sequels to this or anything. Actually really excited when I read the back of this when I was in the thrift store. So I'm probably gonna read this soon, honestly, and also because I just miss Maggie Stiefvater's writing. Okay, we're down to the last 3 books, and they're all by the same author. So the first one we have is More Than We Can Tell by Bridget Kemmerer, and it's book 2 in the Letters to the Lost series. I say series because you can apparently read each book as a standalone. This book is in the perspective of one of like the side characters we got in the first book, Rev, I believe his name is, and it's like a friends to lovers story in this one, I believe. From what I remember of Rev in the first book, he was like very hidden. He likes hiding behind like his hood and stuff. Like he wears his hood constantly. He's very strong looking and kind of scary looking, so that's why people don't like approaching him very much. In the first book, they say he's adopted, and also that before he was adopted, he had like an abusive father, so that's why he's so hidden all the time. And so yeah, and then I know nothing about the girl, like the girl love interest in this book. I don't think she was in the first book because I don't recognize the name Emma. Oh, okay, I think she's a video game creator. It's like her escape from all of her parents fighting. Oh, it is her escape until an online troll's harassment causes her to fear for her safety. Oh, okay, so then Rev and Emma one day cross paths. I thought this was childhood friend friends to lovers. I'm guessing I'm wrong. They both being in trouble. They share their worries with each other and then they just form this connection. Okay, next book we have by Bridget Kemmer is Call It What You Want, which is also another one of her contemporary romance books. She's known to be a fantasy author, which you'll see after this one. Yeah, Call It What You Want. This is not part of the Letters to the Lost series. It's just like a standalone, I believe. First main character we have is Rob, and he's lost everything when his dad was caught embezzling funds from half the town. And then the second main character we have is Megan. She's the typical overachiever. When Rob and Megan are paired together for a calculus project, they're both reluctant to let anyone through the walls they've built. But when Megan learns of Rob's plans to fix the damage caused by his father, it could ruin more than their fragile new friendship. Okay, and the last book we have by Bridget Kemmer is Defy the Night, which is one of her fantasy books. Like I said before, she's known as a fantasy author. I haven't actually read any of her fantasy books. I started out with her contemporary romance books because I heard how good Letters to the Lost was. And again, I absolutely loved it. So I don't know how I'll feel about her fantasy, but I want to give it a go, obviously. I've heard about Defy the Night before. I believe this came out in like COVID times. I think there's also a virus going on in this book. The first main character we have is Tessa, and she's like Robin Hood, kind of. Because apparently like medicines for like the virus that are supposed to heal you are reserved for like the wealthy. So she goes and steals from the wealthy and gives it to like the poor who obviously can't afford that medicine. And so then the second character we have is Prince Korik. So I'm guessing a love story is gonna happen between those two. She's gonna like open his eyes to like the wrongs that are being committed against the poor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous to get into her fantasy books because Bridget Kemmer is such a good contemporary romance writer to me, even though I've only read one of her contemporary romance books. I really don't know what to think about her as a fantasy author, obviously, because I've never actually read any of her fantasy books. Obviously, since I bought it, I'll give it a go. I think that's all I'm gonna do because this is all my throat can take. I think maybe I'm coming down with like a cold or something. I don't know. I don't feel like it, but maybe. Yeah, but I'm gonna end the video off here. I seriously hope my reading month gets a bit better. I also hope you guys have a good reading month. I gotta like nail it into my head. Book buying ban, book buying ban, book buying ban. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.